What's up, guys? It's Billy here, and we are at Springfield, Missouri, at Missouri Comic Con, and I'm here with the legendary actor, Mr. Chris Sarandon. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, thanks.
So, our viewers love all kinds of pop culture stuff, and you are just like a staple in pop culture. You've been in amazing things like The Princess Bride, of course, which, shout out to my wife, that's her favorite movie, and you're Jack Skellington, for goodness sakes, who doesn't go past Christmas without watching that movie?
Yeah, right.
But let me ask you, what has it been like just knowing you've been this big staple and bringing so much joy to so many people's lives, man?
Well, it's humbling. It's very humbling, particularly when I get a chance to do an event like this and hang out with fans and talk to them and understand how much these movies mean in their lives. And that's pretty extraordinary when you can have that kind of effect on it's not just the culture, but it's on people's lives.
Right.
You know, people who watch these movies to be uplifted, or to, you know, if they're having a bad day and they sit down to watch something that they have a great time watching, they sing along with Jack, they boo Humperdinck,
right.
You know, they're afraid of Jerry Dandridge. It depends on the movie, but they're all part and parcel of how we process the world.
Yeah, that's really great. I know, especially the past handful of years, life got a little crazy for a while. And all these movies just brought us a sense of, you know, a little bit of calm, you know, a little bit of joy. And
that's what we're after.
Yeah, awesome. So what's, for you, what role maybe has brought you the most joy?
Probably a movie that I did a long time ago, an adaptation of A Tale of Two Cities.
Okay.
I did it for CBS television back in the days when they were doing classic adaptations. And it was shot in London and Paris, and it's, first of all, it's one of the great books ever.
Yeah.
And I got to play both characters who are lookalikes, and that the plot sort of hinges on that. And it was just a very fulfilling experience in just so many ways. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, last question. I don't want to take your time too much. At an event like this, it makes me start thinking of all kinds of pop culture and all these wonderful universes. If you could spend a little time in one of these fictional worlds for like a day, where would you go?
Wow.
It's a tough one.
If I could spend time in a fictional world?
Yeah.
I think if I could spend time in a fictional world, it's not one of the movies that we're sort of dealing with here.
Right.
It's from books.
Right.
There are several books that I'm a big fan of. They're called the Aubrey Maturin novels by a guy by the name of Patrick O'Brien. And they were made into actually two of the books were adapted into a movie with Russell Crowe called Master and Commander, which is the first of the books that this man wrote. There are 22 or 23 novels, and they're extraordinary novels that immerse you in a time in which life was not necessarily simpler. It was much more complex in a lot of ways, because there were ways that people had of relating to each other that were much more codified. But at the same time, the world that he deals with, which is basically the British Navy in the late 1700s, early 1800s, they're just thrilling. And I'm transported, and I've read them all twice through, and I'm ready to read them again. And there's something about being transported into a world that is so specific, and also not, it's sexist, it's misogynistic, and as the time was in some ways, that the female characters are very vivid and extraordinary.
That's great.
So they're brilliantly done. I recommend them highly. Patrick O'Brien, and they're called the Aubrey Maturin novels. Yeah.
Wonderful. Definitely have to check those out.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Billy. My pleasure.
Thanks for coming to Missouri, and I look forward to seeing what's next with you.
Happy to be here.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.